Hi, we grew up in the 1960s. In my family, we always had a very large station wagon.
My stroller was metal.
I had the metal skates.
For breakfast, I had PDQ in my milk.
And I had Tang in my water.
I had the Super Sugar Crisp with a toy inside.
I read a lot of golden books.
And I love my childcraft.
I learned from Dick and Jane.
Saturday morning TV was fantastic.
Captain Kangaroo.
Romper Room.
My favorite toy was my collection of little Kittle dolls.
And I love my Easy Bake Oven.
Everybody loves Barrel of Monkeys.
I played inside and outside with my Whizzer Tops.
And I love my super elastic bubble plastic.
I was big into the See and Say.
One of my very favorite things to play for years was Mr. Potato Head.
And I love Sunday Fun Day with my Silly Putty in the comics.
Best toy ever, Kaleidoscope.
And one of my favorite TV shows back at that time was Scooby-Doo. I loved the Mystery Gang. I might have had a crush on Fred, but I loved their cheesy take on solving ghostly or supernatural mysteries because it always ended up being some guy in a costume. So, and it has led to a love of cheesy, not quite horror, more, romantic comedy type books. This is what I enjoy to read for my leisure reading.
My favorite 1960s TV show is Gilligan's Island because I used to watch it with my mom all the time, and it's really funny and just brings back good memories.
My favorite thing from the 60s, entertainers, cultural phenomenon, is definitely the Beatles. I love the Beatles since I was born. Their music was the first music I can remember hearing. The White Album, the poster of all the lyrics from the White Album were on our bathroom wall for the first 10 years of my life, so some of the first poetry I ever read. And when the anthology came out in the 90s, I really lost my mind for it and rekindled my love for them all again. So, love you, Paul, George, Ringo, John.
I enjoy working with students and patrons in the library and helping them whichever way I can. A lot of times when students come into the library, it's their first time, so I like to kind of give them a brief scenario of where things located, what things we have to offer, and help them. I enjoy giving good customer service.
What I enjoy most about my job is the interactions that I have with patrons. It's very fulfilling when they have a question and you help them brainstorm through their broad idea to narrow it down to exactly what they're looking for, and see the excitement in their face when you find the answer that they need, the book, the article, and just even a helping hand. I enjoy that part of the job because it's almost like customer service and social relations. And I enjoy working with my community. I enjoy working in my community. And I think people are very important that come from my community when they have someone who can help them, but also aid them in bettering the place that they live in.
So, how do dinosaurs say goodnight? That seemed like the perfect question for Google, and after doing that, I found out that there is a children's book that talks about how dinosaurs say goodnight. So I have a feeling that there's one adorable children's book out there that I have not read yet.
I am currently reading the second part of Rick Riordan's Kane Chronicles. It is about two siblings, a brother and a sister, who happen to be descendants of pharaohs, and they happen to get the power of the gods in their possession. And so in book 2, it kind of breaks down why it's so important they harness these powers, how they can help other kids, other students who have the connection with the gods. And so what I love most about this series, and what I love about Rick Riordan, is that he takes pieces of history and put it in fictional books for teens and young adults. I began reading these books based on what my teens were telling me about them. And so in order to tell them, hey, you should read this, I started reading them myself, and I got hooked. Read the whole Percy Jackson series, the whole Heroes of Olympus series, and now I'm reading the Kane Chronicles series.
Hi, welcome to the Minor Memorial Library. As you can see behind me here, we've already started kind of our own renovation on comfortable spaces for our students just to kind of relax and chill out during their day here at KCC. back over in this area, we've kind of repurposed some of our furniture, but we've also added new rugs, and we've added plants and games for the students just to kind of give them a place to relax between classes. We've also added our whiteboard here, and as you can see, we kind of add our own touches to it by just putting some sayings on there, and we also allow students to express themselves on our whiteboard as well. And if you want to follow me this way, we've got some furniture that the college was kind enough to give to us. Well, we didn't really care for the color too much, so we ordered some slip covers. We added some end tables and games as well. And if you'll notice, we have some new artwork on the wall. This is all an area that our students use to, actually, they like to come in here and sleep. And we appreciate that because, like I said, what we're doing here is strictly for our students and staff to just come in, use our resources, use our space, and relax.
So each one now is a plus,
okay,
and
cool.
so if I wanted to add, like, let's see, what's something that has multiple, like an IO to this, I just press the plus sign and automatically adds it to my filters, and I can filter it this way instead of filtering it that way.
That is really cool.
Yeah. I would more likely to use it once I found one, and I'm like, wait, what other ones does this one have? You know?
Right.
And since I was born in 1958, I grew up literally in the 60s, and it took me a whole whopping till 1968 to even get to the library on my own. But that was magical. What do I think of when I think of the 60s? All kinds of transformation. I think of NASA and the Kennedy era, and I think of the counterculture and peaceful protesting and civil rights, women's rights, protesting the Vietnam War, psychedelic colors, everything just changing. It was transformational, just like libraries and librarians.